This is Trailblazer Postgame, presented by Johnson Pediatrics.
And welcome back inside Burns Arena. It's a final. Utah Tech losing by 10 to the top team in the Western Athletic Conference, Grand Canyon, 75-65. Our final, Rod Zundel and Mike Olson back here with you. Hope you enjoyed the game on the Fan Sports Radio Network. Mike, Utah Tech led by as many as 16 points in that first half. They were doing everything well, shooting the ball well, defending, holding the Stars from Grand Canyon, to their lowest point output in a long time for a half. But in the second half, you saw why Grand Canyon has a 10-game winning streak coming in, now make it 11, and they're receiving votes in the top 25.
Very good Grand Canyon team coming in here. And this Trailblazer team, I mean, they really put it on in the first half, completely dominated in every category that first half. They did a good job the second half, won that first 4-minute battle coming out the second half, but 21 turnovers just plagued them. That was the difference. They just couldn't quite get past that Lopes surge that second half. When they ramped up the defense, when that pressure was there, it forced some turnovers that just really caused some problems for that Trailblazer offense.
This is the Johnson Pediatric postgame show. Glad to have you aboard here on Trailblazer Sports Vision on YouTube and also the Fan Sports Radio Network. All right, let's take a look at Utah Tech scoring. Leading the way was Noah Gonzalez. In that first half, he had 4 threes. He was feeling it. You thought he may have another record night. He told me after that game that he thinks he can get more than 7 in one game. And the way he started in that first half with 4 long balls, thought maybe he might be right tonight.
Absolutely, and you're not the only one that thought that. I mean, it didn't take long for that Grand Canyon coaching staff to send that message, and it was heard because he couldn't even see the light of day that second half. No. Every screen, he was double-teamed. They were not allowing him to get a catch.
Made 4 threes in the first half. Ended up 4 of 8. So
yeah.
They did a good job. They kind of took a page out of, in the second half, what Seattle did. They didn't give him any space. He had no space.
No space at all. I mean, every one of those screens, I mean, he was coming off, and there was a Lopes defender right in his pocket.
Yeah. Beyond Riley, the only other Trailblazer in double figures, he had 16 points, 6 of 8 shooting, 1 of 1 from the three-point line, 7 rebounds, an assist, and a couple of steals. And that's good for Beyond because for about 2 weeks there, he was banged up and wasn't himself, and he's really starting to come back and getting that feel, which we saw in the month of November when he was shooting over 50%, both overall and from the three-point line.
Yeah, I mean, he filled in nicely. When Tanner had to go to the bench a few times, Beyond really stepped up. And that stretch where he was 6 of 7 to close out the game, he was that spark that they needed and played some quality minutes.
In the pregame, we talked about Tanner Christensen, needed to stay out of foul trouble, needed a big game. They needed a lot of early offense and get the ball to him. They got the early offense in the first half. But for Tanner, 1 of 4, he had 6 rebounds.
4 points.
4 points, 4 turnovers. But those stats kind of lie to you a little bit because, he was dominating and he affected the middle, but he just didn't get the points out of it. And if he did, this would have been a different game in the second half.
That's right. And when you can establish that post presence like you're talking about, those post touches clear up jump shots from the outside. When they have to double, when they have to rotate, that really causes some problems. So Tanner wasn't able to get in the scoring column tonight, but, man, dominating. He led that Trailblazer force that picked up 39 rebounds. They out-rebound the Lopes 39-27. Did a very good job of setting that tone. And I think where Tanner really was impressive tonight is he was just physical. He was banging people around, very physical. And I think when Utah Tech plays physical, they play better. And Tanner really set that tone.
And for Grand Canyon, Gabe McLaughlin, man, 6'7", but he plays like he's 7 feet, 300 pounds. He was a stud in the middle and also outside, but he did most of his damage from inside. 23 points, 9 of 12 shooting. Ty Grant Foster, 6 points in the first half, finished with 20. He's their leading scorer, right on about his season average. He was 1 of 5 from three-point land. Ray Harrison, about 20-point average, held to 16, 1 of 4 from 3. They were only 3 of 15 from beyond the arc compared to Utah Tech, 6 of 20. Nobody really shot the lights out from long distance, but you hold them to 3 3-pointers. Where did the Trailblazers come up short on this thing?
Well, when you lose by 10 and you go to a stat sheet and see you missed 8 free throws, okay. I mean, that's where you start, right? I mean, you look at how many points you left at the line. You combine that with 21 turnovers, and to me, that's the difference. To lose by 10 to this team and then to give up 21 turnovers and miss 8 free throws.
Well, Grand Canyon scored 20 points off those 21 turnovers.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
there's your story right there. So thanks for clearing that up.
You're welcome.
So, all right, so Utah Tech drops to 2-2. They've lost 2 straight WAC games after opening up the conference 2-0 with wins over Utah Valley. So next up for the Trailblazers will be next Thursday against Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin got the win, so they're 3-1.
3-1.
So Trailblazers need to get things right here at home so they can get back in the running for the top 4 or 5 in the conference standings. But top 8 in the net rankings and the seeding will get to the WAC tournament. And remember, the Trailblazers went last year and won a game against Stephen F. Austin.
That's it.
So they got that on their mind coming in Thursday. So that game will be at 7 o'clock right here on Trailblazer Sports Vision. Pregame at 6:45, and then you can hear the game on the Fan Sports Radio Network. We're going to take a break, be back. We're seeing if Coach John Judkins will join us. The Johnson Pediatric postgame show comes back. Utah Tech losers tonight, 75-65 to the top team in the country, one of the best teams in the West, the Grand Canyon Lopes.
He's on the 30-yard line, the 20, the 10.
You wouldn't want an incomplete football game. So why use a website with incomplete listings of Southern Utah properties? SouthernUtahRealEstate.com is the most complete, most accurate, and most comprehensive property search in Washington County. Because we're not focused on everything, just on the part that we like the best. Find your Southern Utah home at SouthernUtahRealEstate.com.
Finley Hyundai, committed to high-quality service and sales for local drivers. Stress-free car buying guaranteed.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
It's any card for the win right now at Mountain America Credit Union, which means it's time to score some cash. Simply tap, swipe, or click checkout with any Mountain America debit or credit card to be entered into a weekly giveaway for up to $500, now until September 30th. Visit macu.com/anycard to learn how to earn extra entries or to open a new account today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
All right, welcome back to Burns Arena. Utah Tech losing to Grand Canyon 75-65. The Grand Canyon Lopes moved to 4-0. They won 11 in a row now. They're receiving votes in the top 25. If you count the votes, they're number 37 in the country. Utah Tech had them on the ropes in the first half. They led by 16 but couldn't hang on, led by 10 at the half. And then Grand Canyon came back to get the win by 10. Now we look forward to Thursday night. One game next week, so Utah Tech will be able to stay home for a full week. They haven't been able to say that for, well, since last year. So Stephen F. Austin comes into town. Stephen F. Austin coming into today, they were tied with Utah Tech at 2-1. Stephen F. Austin won today, so they are 3-1. Utah Tech drops to 2-2. Familiar face, old friend will be coming home.
Yeah, return of Frank Stain, I guess.
Played last couple of years at Utah Tech, hit the transfer portal, and now plays for
Stephen F. Austin.
And he's played well the last couple weeks, too.
Plays well, and I think the Lumberjacks have played really tough. They picked up a win tonight against UT Arlington, a team that's playing really well. So it sets up a great matchup here inside Burns Arena.
And they're going to be remembering what happened in the WAC tournament, too.
That's right.
Utah Tech, the underdog, got the win in the opener of the WAC tournament last year in overtime. They beat them, and they weren't too happy about that because that was a shock.
Yeah, that was a big win for Utah Tech, and just really stamped their moment in history.
Okay, we're going to bring in Coach Juddy here and get his thoughts here, and Mike will exit stage right, and Coach Judkins will come in. All right, Coach, your impressions from tonight. Great first half. Second half, they came at you.
Oh, they're good. That's why they're number one in our league, Rod. They're a good team. We knew they're not going to die down. I mean, that's what they did against SUU. Same thing. They let SUU play at them for a first half, and then they just turned it on and beat them by 20, whatever it was. So we knew they were going to make their run. Teams make runs. That's what the game of basketball is all about. And looking at the notes, we go on a 19-2 run the first half, get our lead, and they go on a 17-4 run in the second half. So teams are going to do that. That's just how basketball is. We just got to a better job of stopping. To me, the whole change of the game was they got into us, they got physical, and it's happened before and it's happened again. Is we got to be tougher. We can't beg the refs to make us calls. We gotta do it ourselves, and that's what they did. They just took it to the whole hard, and the refs were calling them, and so that's something we got to do better. I thought our rebounding was excellent. We out-rebound them. That was we preached that nonstop. Did a great job with that. I wasn't happy with Tanner and Larry getting 0 rebounds the whole second half. That didn't make me happy, but I thought we battled really well on the glass. We had these guys. We had them in the ropes. They had them scared. So I know we can play with anybody. It's just we have these stupid 3 or 4 minutes that it's just bad, and then we're missing foul shots again. And it's just at crucial times to stop runs or whatever you want to do it. But, hey, we know we can play with the best teams in the conference. We just did it. We got to believe that. We got to have that same energy. I thought Jalen gave us better minutes tonight. I thought Beyond played hard. I think Larry and Tanner did some good things defensively. I mean, it was hard. They were doing a lot of ball screens with those guys in them, so that means they have to do a good job of stopping them, and we struggled. Today our turnovers were the key. 21 turnovers today that led to 20 fast break points. Way too many.
Yeah. They kind of tease you. I mean, how great they played in the first half, up 16, like you said, playing, had them on the ropes, and then they go through those stretches. Can you take that? I know it's frustrating, but can you take that and turn it into something and parlay that into another great second half? How do you do that as a coach? Is that the $64 million
question? Yeah, if that was that easy, we'd do it. It's not that easy. I mean, we talked about it at halftime. We told them we were going to make a run. We just got to keep doing what we were doing. And the first half was we were sharing it. We were moving the ball side to side. We weren't getting up turnovers. They had one offensive board the whole first half. Everything was clicking. And then the second half, give them credit. They made some adjustments. And did we make adjustments? Or do we think, hey, we got to hold on to this lead, or do we continue to push and continue to gain the lead? And that's the one time I said, guys, we're ahead. It's like you guys think we're behind. We're not. We're ahead. Let's keep going. But I saw some things tonight, some things I was really happy with. We're going to build off that, Rod. Good. We're going to build off that, and we're going to get better. But that's a good team. That's why they're 13 or 14-1.
You did have them nervous. I mean, but the good team that they are, they didn't panic. All right, you got one game next week. You got a whole week staying at home. You haven't had that since last year. So, And you got Stephen F. Austin. You got an old friend coming in, Frank Stain, played here the last couple of years. They were tied with you coming into today, 2-1. They
won both. Yeah, they won both.
So they're 3-1. So you got one game. You can focus on one game and get a home win.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to do that, but we just got to get better. We just got to get better, and no matter who we play, and there's some moments we had which we're gonna focus on. It was really good, and some things we got to work on defense. But this league's tough. The WAC is good. The WAC, there's no easy wins in this WAC. You got to win on your home court, and we've lost now 2 at home. We got to do a better job of bouncing back, and we'll prepare them. We'll get them ready, and now we just got to get after it.
Coulda, woulda, shouldas, but for what it's worth, I like what I saw from you guys after Thursday
I
night.
love. Yeah, they're playing hard. As a coach, that's all I can want. I want them to play hard and play together. Yeah. When we're doing that, we're pretty good. But when we kind of get selfish and try to do too much, that's when we get in trouble. But good effort tonight. Just came up a little short.
Okay, that'll do it from our Burns Arena and our Johnson Pediatric postgame show. Once again, the final 75-65. Utah Tech coming up 10 points short to the top team in the conference, Grand Canyon. One game next week here in Burns Arena, 7 o'clock, Thursday night against Stephen F. Austin. And don't forget the John Judkin Coaches Show Tuesday night at 6 o'clock right here on the Fan and Trailblazer Sports Vision on YouTube. That'll do it from here. Big thanks to Connor Collins back in the Finley Hyundai Studios. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. That'll do it from Burns Arena. Once again, the final. Grand Canyon 75, Utah Tech 65. For all of us here, have a great night, everybody. See you.